Hello and welcome to Siyasat TV. I'm Sumayya Junaid Ahmed bringing you the news. Here are the headlines.
Security personnel killed, 2 injured in Maoist-triggered blast in Jharkhand. Uttar Pradesh man cuts off daughter's head, walks with it in village. Shiv Sena stands in solidarity with real Bengal tigress Mamata Banerjee, says Sanjay Rawat. Gujarat Assembly told on an average there are every day 2 murders and 4 rapes in the state. 2 sisters go missing from Chandranagutta. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao visits Yadgiri Temple, inspects renovation work. United Nations says 38 killed in bloodiest day since coup hit Myanmar. Afghans in shock after killing of female media workers.
Let's begin with our top story. Today, 3 security personnel were killed and injured in a Maoist-triggered IED blast in the forest of Jharkhand's West Singhbhum district.
3 men of the special unit of the state police Jharkhand Jaguars were killed in the improvised explosive device blast that took place around 8:45 am in Hoyahatu village under Toklo police station area of district. A Jawan of Jharkhand Jaguars and a Central Reserve Police Force personnel from 197th Battalion were injured in the blast. The joint team of Jharkhand Jaguars and CRPF was out for anti-Maoist operation in the area.
Moving on to our next story, residents of a village in Uttar Pradesh, Hardoi district were in a shock on Wednesday afternoon when they spotted a man calmly walking down the road with a severed head of his 17-year-old daughter.
One of them who spotted Sarvesh Kumar with the head walking down the road Pandetra village around 200 kilometers from Lucknow called police. 2 officers came to inspect him, started filming the approach on one of their phones. They asked him his name, where is he from and whose head it was. Sarvesh replies without hesitation. In the video he admits to beheading his daughter with a sharp tool because he was unhappy with her relationship with a man. The police asked him to put the head down and sit by road, and once again he obliged without protest. The policeman brought Sarvesh to the police station and arrested him.
The Shiv Sena today declared its backing for the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in the upcoming state assembly elections, calling her a real Bengal tigress. The Maharashtra-based party senior leader, Rajya Sabha member Sanjay Rawat today said it will not be contesting what it appears to be Didi versus all fight this time.
The West Bengal elections will be held in 8 phases from 27th of March to 29th of April, and the results will be declared on 2nd of May. In a statement posted on Twitter today, Mr. Rawat said, "We wish Mamata Didi a roaring success." Since parting ways in 2019, the Shiv Sena has often crossed swords with the BJP, which is now eyeing West Bengal.
Moving on, West Bengal BJP President Dilip Ghosh on Wednesday said that the party state unit has shortlisted an average of 4 to 5 names per seat for the initial 2 phases of polling in the state, and the list of candidates for those phases will be finalized today.
The party's Central Election Committee that makes decision of who will contest from which constituency will meet in New Delhi today to finalize candidates list for 60 seats. Polling will be held in 30 seats each on 27th of March and April 1st. One of the constituencies going to polls in the second phase in Nandigram, from where Trinamool Congress Supremo and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is scheduled to contest.
Alright, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi used 3 popular Hindi idioms today to hit out at government and accuse of it carrying out raids against those who are pro-farmers.
A day after income tax raids at the homes of offices of Bollywood actor Taapsee Pannu, filmmaker Anurag Kashyap and others, Mr. Gandhi used hashtag Modi rates pro-farmers with his tweet in Hindi and take a dig at the government, putting out 3 popular Hindi idioms, Ungliyon pe nacha, Bhigi billi bana and Khisyani villi khamba noche. Mr. Gandhi stated what he believes they mean in the current context. In his 3 prolonged attack, he alleged that central government makes income tax department dance on their tunes. Friendly media gets cowed down before central, and central government raids those supporting farmers.
The crime figures of Gujarat shared in Legislative Assembly on Wednesday revealed that average 2 murders, 4 incidents of rape and 6 kidnappings occurred every day in the state in the last 2 years.
The data shared by the State Home Department said as many as 1,944 murders, 1,853 incidents of attempt to murder, 3,095 rapes, 4,829 incidents of abduction and over 14,000 cases of suicide were reported in different parts of the state in the last 2 years ending December 31st, 2020. COVID-19. The information was shared in response to the questions raised by the Congress MLA during the question hour of the ongoing budget session of Assembly in Gandhinagar on Wednesday.
Let's bring you the latest on the COVID figures in the country. India's COVID-19 tally caseload crossed 1.11 crore mark with 17,407 new coronavirus cases and 89 deaths reported in the past 24 hours. Remember, this is the government data shared by the Health Ministry coming up early this morning. Amid concerns of a third wave, more than 14,031 people successfully fought off the viral disease, taking the overall recoveries to 1,826,075. The country now has 1,11,56,923 cases and more than 1,57,000 lives lost due to COVID-19, whereas Telangana recorded 152 new coronavirus cases, whereas Telangana recorded 152 new COVID-19 cases and 2 fatalities. Let's shift our focus to Telangana, where two sisters went missing from their home in Chandranagutta in Old City on Wednesday. The girls are 20-year-old Mariam Amreen and 18-year-old Rubina Tehseen. Both students live with their mother at Jahangirabad in Chandranagutta police station limits.
On Tuesday, when their mother went out on some work, Maria and Rubina are suspected to have left house without informing anyone. The mother, who returned home on Tuesday evening, found them missing. After checking with their relatives and friends, the family approached Chandranagutta police station on Wednesday night. The police booked a case and launched efforts to trace them.
Upset over the quarrel with family, a man hanged himself in a cinema theatre in Shadnagar where he was working. Based on the complaint by man's father Anjaya, the police registered a case. 22-year-old Strinu, a native of Trimula colony in Shadnagar, was working at a theatre canteen.
In the recent times, Strinu had quarrelled with his family members and is said to have been depressed over it. On Wednesday, Strinu resorted to the extreme step in the absence of their staff members. The incident came to light when one of the workers noticed Strinu and alerted the manager. The police registered a case and sent the body for autopsy.
Today, customs officials said gold weighing more than 1.5 kg and valued of rupees 74.87 lakh was seized from a woman passenger at International Airport in Hyderabad.
The custom officials said the gold was concealed in the form of paste and weighing of 1,593 grams and was seized from the passenger who arrived from Dubai on Wednesday. The passenger is detained and further investigation is on.
Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao today visited Yadgiri Temple, where he inspected ongoing renovation works of Sri Lakshmi Swami Temple on the hill of Shrine. The Chief Minister arrived at Yadgiri in morning and offered prayers at the deity of Balayalam Temple.
The Chief Minister was accompanied by Yadgiri MLA G. Sunita, Yadgiri CEO Kishan Rao, Temple Executive Officer Geeta, Architect Anand Sai and others. Rao also inspected the works which include Pushkarni queue lines, inner and outer parakrams and other works. He inquired about the work progress and made some suggestions to the officials pertaining to queue lines. Later in the day, the Chief Minister is expected to hold meeting with the officials to discuss the work progress of Yadgiri Temple. He will return to Hyderabad after the meeting.
Moving on to our international news, at least 38 people were killed in anti-coup protests in Myanmar on Wednesday. The United Nations said it is the bloodiest crackdown yet on peaceful demonstrators against military coup.
Security forces opened fire on people protesting against military rule across Myanmar a day after neighboring countries called for restraint and offered help to resolve the crisis. Witnesses said police and soldiers opened fire with live rounds, describing Wednesday's death toll as shocking. Kristen Scanner Bergner, the United Nations envoy on Myanmar, said in New York there were now more than 50 people dead since the coup started and many are wounded.
Top health officials in the United States on Wednesday urged Americans to continue to wear masks and practice social distancing despite states announcing to ease off restrictions.
Rochelle Walensky, director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, said the fast spread of the new variants in recent weeks has caused troubling increase in cases and deaths. She warned that current trends could lead to fourth surge of coronavirus infections, especially in fatigue and complacency are allowed to settle in. Walensky said during a coronavirus task force news conference on Wednesday, "Today we are at a critical nexus in the pandemic. So much can turn in the next few weeks."
Outrage rippled through Afghanistan on Wednesday as funerals were held for 3 female media workers gunned down in the eastern city of Jalalabad, with violence increasing as peace talks stalls.
Journalists, activists and judges have recently been ambushed by the gunmen or killed by explosive attack on their vehicle as surging violence forces many into hiding with some leaving Afghanistan. The killings have escalated since peace talks began last year between Afghan government and Taliban, sparking fears the group is eliminating perceived opponents as negotiations stall. The 3 women were shot and killed in the 2 separate attacks just 10 minutes apart after they left Inika's TV station on Tuesday in what one colleague described as orchestrated hit. An ISIS affiliated later claimed responsibility for killing, saying its gunmen carried them out against what it called journalists working for one of media stations loyal to the apostate Afghan government.
Before we wrap up our bulletin, let's have a look on our headlines.
Security personnel killed, 2 injured in Maoist-triggered blast in Jharkhand. Uttar Pradesh man cuts off daughter's head, walks with it in village. Shiv Sena stands in solidarity with real Bengal tigress Mamta Banerjee, says Sanjay Rawat. Gujarat Assembly told on an average there are every day 2 murders and 4 rapes in the state. 2 sisters go missing from Chandranagutta. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao visits Yadgiri Temple, inspects renovation work. United Nations says 38 killed in bloodiest day since coup hit Myanmar. Afghans in shock after killing of female media workers.
These were all the updates. More news on the other side. Thank you for your time. For more news, stay tuned to Siyasat TV.